Welcome to the Crimson Tide Connection, your home for Crimson Tide sports. And I'm joined today by the head coach of the Alabama track and field team, Dan Waters. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Again, great to be here, Christopher.
Coach, you took the trip to Arkansas this past weekend for the NCAA Indoor Championships. You had 5 players earn first-team All-America status. That's the most since 2001. You had to be pretty excited about that.
It was a great weekend. You know, we talked with the athletes after it was all said and done, and they all had great performances, but the way they competed and the focus they brought into the championships and coming out with seasonal best or personal best and things that we achieved there is really significant for that group of athletes, and we hope to have that you know, trickle down into the rest of the team and you know, set that competitive culture like we want to for the seasons to come. I mean, including outdoors.
Coach, for the fans at home, can you kind of describe each athlete and maybe what event that they won first team All-America status in?
Sure. Starting with the high jump on the women's side, Crystal Shade was a senior for us, and Crystal's been in the fight many times. You know, she was second in the nation last year, and she cleared the bar that would have finished third, but ended up finishing 8th on misses, and so she competed extremely hard and very proud of what she's done. She's been a leader in the program for a long time. Kamal Fuller was our long jumper that finished 8th. I think he jumped right at what he jumped in the SEC meet. And you know, actually missed a couple big fouls. You know, like he would have probably finished 3rd had he had actually got the jumps in that were his best. But that's how it goes in the long jump. Right. So, and then DeAndre Batson qualified on Friday for the 200 meters with a 20.89, which is just a couple hundredths of a second off his personal best, and that was his 5th race indoors ever as a sophomore, and then came back about an hour later and ran his 6th race ever in the finals of the 200 meters and ran 20.97 from a challenging lane assignment, finished 8th overall. So those performances were outstanding. So on Friday we went 8, 8, and 8, and then on Saturday we came back with Alexis Payne, who was, you know, we've talked about her many times. Right. She made great strides last year in the pole vault, and she came out there and you know, cleared some high bars. She actually set another personal best, set the school record again, ended up finishing 7th overall. And she's really just turning the corner, and we really expect to see some extremely great performances from her outdoors. But and then Jonathan Reed was our last competitor, and that was a courageous performance from Jonathan. He went out there and put a nice mark out to get himself into the finals. And then in the finals, he got passed a couple times and came back and responded on his last jump and moved himself into 5th place. He came in the meet out of 16 athletes into the meet. He was ranked 15th, and for him to finish 5th was fantastic. And almost everybody moved up from where they were seated. So, and we go back to the competitiveness and what they brought to the meet, and their focus was fantastic, and that's something we're very proud of.
Well, Coach, you know, to go along with those 5 first-team All-Americans, you also had several athletes break Alabama school records and actually have personal best this season. You have to be pretty encouraged about that just in your 2nd season going forward, don't you? Yeah,
it's a young team. You know, I look back through the SEC results and through the season results for indoors, and you know, we couldn't be happier with you know, freshmen being, you know, first-team, you know, SEC, you know, first freshman across the line or first freshman in an event, you know, so it just speaks well to the future of the program and where we're going, and the hard work that coaches did to recruit this caliber of student athletes here at Alabama, and hopefully as they get better and better and follow the process, as our friend Coach Saban likes to say, that they'll continue to improve and do some special things for us.
As we've talked many times, you brought in over 50-something new athletes this past season, so to be able to put down these kind of results on paper and be able to see the improvement and breaking of school records, you have to be pretty encouraged, because I know you have some more athletes coming in for next season, so you have to be pretty encouraged about the process that's been going on here and where this program's headed.
Extremely encouraged, you know, and it's just a one day working with the athletes, passionately coaching them to the best of our abilities. Trying to share every bit of knowledge we have about the sport and their particular events, and then teach them to be competitors and be courageous. You know, and as long as we follow that process, as our friend Coach Saban likes to say, we'll be very successful, and the future is bright.
Right. Coach, you have a couple of special days coming up on March the 22nd through the 23rd. The Crimson Tide track and field team will host the John Mitchell Alabama Relays. That's also going to be a huge reunion for this Alabama track program. So I know on the field it's going to be exciting, but also off the field there's going to be a lot of neat things going on.
Well, it is. First of all, it's a competition. So we're very proud of the fact that we're bringing some great teams in to compete against us, and you know, a bit of a revival of the Alabama Relays. It kind of fallen on hard times there, and the fact that it's kind of back, and we're having great interest from some Big Ten schools, other SEC schools, ACC schools, really should make it great for a great competition. And then, of course, we spent a lot of time and energy putting together the alumni reunion, and we have, I think, about 170 alumni coming back that are just absolutely fired up about getting to talk a little shop about track and field from their generation of Alabama track. So.
Well, Coach, we've already talked about this before this season, but you got to be pretty excited to have everyone come back and see the new additions to the track stadium, and also having other teams come in and compete. It's going to be a pretty special weekend. It
is. It's something we've circled on our calendar for a long time, and I'm very, very excited for it. And obviously, we've got a lot of planning, a lot of preparations to go in before we get there, but hopefully it'll go off without a hitch. So.
Well, good luck with that, Coach.
Thank you.
And also congratulations on the 5 first-team All-Americans from this past weekend at the NCAA Indoor Championships.
Thank you, Christopher. Thank you.
For head coach Dan Waters, I'm Chris England, and that's it for this edition of the Crimson Tide Connection.